There are few running backs in NFL history who have been as physical and as successful as Jerome Bettis. The Bus, as he came to be known, rushed for over 13,000 yards in 13 pro seasons, which ranks him 6th all time. He had a rare combination of size and agility that allowed him to play at a high level for a long time.
I was blessed to have the size, good speed, but the agility to be able to make people miss. And in the NFL, the only way you're going to be a successful running back is if you have the ability to make people miss. You can be the fastest guy on the field, but if you cannot make a person miss, then you're not going to have a long NFL career. And so I was blessed with the sweet feet, and that gave me the ability to then do a lot more as a running back than my body type would force me to do. There's been running backs who've been big and they've only been able to have a short life because they can only do one thing. They're a short yardage running back, or they're a goal line running back. But because I had the ability to move my feet laterally, then it gave me the ability to stay on the football field longer and make an impact.
Bettis was at his best when the yards were the toughest. He was a go-to guy in the red zone, and he scored 91 career rushing touchdowns, tied for 11th all time.
My running style was physical, and so by that standard, the short yards, that was my forte. So, I think if you look at, my strengths and weaknesses, I think you've got to put that in there as a tremendous strength. So, I take pride in that, knowing that when those tough yards were needed, then I was there to provide them.
After playing his first 3 seasons with the Rams, Bettis was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he played the rest of his career. Playing for the storied franchise was an honor for Bettis, and it pushed him to match the standard set by the Steeler greats of the past.
There are tremendous shadows that are cast there. And you understand that you live in those shadows. And you understand the only way that you get out of those shadows is by providing a championship.
Bettis was able to retire as a champion when the Steelers won the Super Bowl in his 13th and final season. And it's particularly sweet for Bettis because the game was played in his hometown of Detroit.
I was a champion. That's all I kept saying. I am now a champion. And you have to understand me to understand why that was important. For 13 years, I played the game, and the only goal was to win a championship. It wasn't to get into the Hall of Fame. That was never a consideration. It was to win a championship.
Bettis was enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2015, and he hopes future fans look at his bust in Canton and know that he was a dependable player who gave it all he had.
That he was a great player that gave 100% every time he touched the field, and every time they called his number, he performed.